Good morning, kindergarten. Today is Wednesday, April 29th, 2020, and this is your math class, Lesson 9.12. I sent home a baggie of shapes not too long ago. You'll need that baggie today. I've already taken my shapes out. In fact, I have some extra ones here that I'm not using today, but I pulled out the ones I know I'll be using. So go ahead and get those together. Get your shapes out. If you want to lay them out kind of like teacher did, that's fine. If you just want them in a big messy pile, that's okay. We'll pull shapes and use them on our paper as we need to. So today for the lesson, you'll need your paper, 9.12, your pencil, and then your shapes. So I'll leave this here for just a moment, and I'll let you gather your materials and your shapes, and then we'll begin. All right, let's begin. Please put your name at the top of your paper. Name on your paper, first thing. Name on your paper, first thing. Then we'll do our date, 4-29-20. Be sure to put the date, kindergarten, on your math paper. It's a great time to practice writing your numbers. 4 for April, 29 for the 29th day, and 20 for the year, 2020. We're getting really close to the end of April. In fact, we only have one more day of April, April 30th, which is Thursday, and then Friday is May 1st already. Can you believe how fast time is flying? Even in quarantine, when our world is turned upside down and nothing is the same as it usually is, time still keeps on a-truckin', moving quite quickly. All right, let's read our paper together. Problem solving. Draw to join shapes. Essential question. How can you solve problems using the strategy, draw a picture? Drawing a picture always helps me when I'm in my math class doing word problems or trying to figure out a problem. When I map out the problem on my paper with pictures or a graph or some kind of model, it really helps me see the problem on paper and helps me understand it better. Let's look at this red diamond, also called a rhombus. How can you join two triangles? So pull out two green triangles. How can you join two triangles to make the shape? Well, they've given it to us, haven't they? Go ahead and lay those green shapes right over there. Do you see how if you join two triangles together, it makes a diamond or a rhombus? Say diamond. Good. Say rhombus. Excellent. All right, let's pull those away for a moment and let's trace what we just put there, okay? One triangle there. Another triangle there. If you've worked with tangrams at all, those puzzles I sent home, then you're going to be really good at this because tangrams is all about solving a puzzle by putting shapes together. Let's look at this. This blue shape is called a trapezoid. Let's just trace it with our pencil here. Trapezoid. A trapezoid has four sides, and it has 4 vertices. One of the sides is shorter than the other, which is longer, and then it usually has 2 sides that are equal. The shorter one's over here. Sometimes I like to think of this trapezoid as a volcano shape, and I would never want to be trapped in a volcano. That helps me remember trapezoid. Now the challenge is, can you take 3 green triangles and make a trapezoid? How would you do that? Take 3 green triangles. Let's see how we can fit them to make this trapezoid. Ah, sure enough. Do you see that, friends? I made a trapezoid, didn't I? Mm-hmm. Good. Now this is my suggestion for drawing the lines. I would move it over to this one and then look at the lines as I'm trying to draw them over here. It looks like I started this vertice and come down to the middle, and then I started this vertice and come down to the middle. So here we go. It's a diagonal. Then you go to that vertice, come down. There you go. There's the lines that you would need to draw. Good job drawing that picture. Okay, let's move on to this hexagon. Can you please tell me again how many sides a hexagon has? You're right, it has 6 sides, doesn't it? Good. And how many vertices does a hexagon have? Has 6. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Good job, friends. Now I'm going to tell you, you're going to need all 6 green triangles for this one. All 6 green triangles, okay? How would you put these 6 green triangles? Let's maybe put them on here. How would you put them on to make a hexagon? Let's try it. Are you starting to see it? There we go. All right, are you ready to draw it? I want you to, the best you can, draw a dot in the middle of your hexagon. Try to be in the center as much as possible. You could even take a triangle and put it, and then maybe make a spot right at the tip. That might be even better. See how mine was off a little bit? Take one of those triangles and draw the dot right at the tip. Now you can kind of see where the center is. All right, are you ready? We're going to go to a vertice, and then we're going to draw a line to that dot, okay? That's diagonal. Start at a vertice, go to the dotted line. Then go to the next vertice, go to the dot. Next vertice, connect the dot. Next vertice, connect the dot. Next vertice, connect the dot. And my last vertice, connect the dot. Good. That's a pretty hard thing to do without a lot of help. I think for some kids it's hard to see that. But we did it really well using our shapes and our picture to solve that problem, didn't we? Good job, friends. You can take those shapes off, and let's turn our page to that number 1 apple. And the page is 402. 402. Good job. Now we're working with shapes that we don't have over here. We do have triangles, yes, but these are different, aren't they? These are called right triangles. They have a right angle here and a right angle here, this vertice and this vertice. So we don't have any shapes to work with. We just have to use our eyes. For number 1, it says, how can you join the two triangles to make a rectangle? Do you see how they joined? Let's trace that. Do you see how they joined those two red triangles to make a rectangle? I do. Pretty cool, I think. Good. Now number 2 says, how can you join these two triangles to make a bigger triangle? Can you see how you would take these two triangles, friends, and join them together to make a big triangle? I'm going to come straight down and over. It's almost like a backward L. Try that. A nice long, tall line that is vertical with a shorter horizontal line. And then I'm going to join those two. Okay? Kind of looks like that one, doesn't it, if you flipped it over? Now I'm going to take this triangle and I'm just going to flip it over. Again, make a shorter horizontal line, a tall vertical line that they're sharing, and then connect it. Do you see how we made a larger triangle? Isn't that cool? This is called geometry. It's a study of math that works with shapes, and I love it. It's so fun. Geometry is so cool. All right, let's turn to page 403 now. 403, we're going to be working with 5 squares. 5 squares. And here, I know they did not, at least I didn't have 5 squares in my bag, but I did have 4. So we can work with that. The question for number 3 says, how can you join some of these squares together to make a larger square? What could we do? How could you take these 4 squares and join them together to make a larger square? What do you think? Let's try it. Here's my idea. Did I take 4 smaller squares and make a larger square? I did, didn't I? If I were you, I would just gently trace. Try not to touch the shapes. We don't want to get pencil on the shapes. Good. And then it was like a cross in the very middle, wasn't it? Almost like a ribbon on a Christmas box. Or a window, you could even say. Good. We took 4 smaller squares and made a larger square. Number 4, the blue flower says, how can you join some of these squares together to make a rectangle? Do you have any ideas how we could join those together to make a rectangle? How about this? Is that a rectangle? Yeah. What about this one? Is this a rectangle? Wow. We could use all of them and make a really long rectangle or a short one, couldn't we? All right, let's try. You can use as many as you want. Just make sure whatever shape you end up with is a rectangle. And there you go. Good job, friends. We used small squares to make a larger square and to make a rectangle. Let's flip it like a pancake. All right, I see those 2 trapezoids again. And you have 2 trapezoids in your box or in your baggie, so get those out. Get those out. Number 1 says, can you join these shapes to make a hexagon? So we're taking, get your hexagon out. How can I put these two shapes together to make a hexagon? Well, let's try. Let's lay them right on top. Aha! We did it, didn't we? Did you know you could put two trapezoids together and get a hexagon? I didn't until I started teaching. I learned something new too. Good job. We don't have to do any writing there. We'll just leave it off to the side. But we are going to try and figure out number 2 before we say goodbye. Which shapes could you join together to make this larger shape? Draw and color to show the shapes you used. Okay, so out of these, I'm going to give you a little hint. It's some combination of these shapes makes this star flower. Do you know what combination of shapes it takes? Does anybody have any ideas? Well, should we try it? I thought maybe, could we do that with all of these around the edges? So 2 trapezoid shapes and then 6 triangle shapes maybe? Does that work? Yes. 2 trapezoids and 6 triangles makes that star shape. But there's another way. Does anybody know the other way I could make that shape? I still need all my 6 triangles, but there's something else I could use other than 2 trapezoids. What else could I use over here? Yes, I could just use my hexagon, couldn't I? Did anyone come with this way first? This was your first choice? They're both really pretty, aren't they? Okay, I'll help you draw this shape with your pencil because then we have to draw it and color it in. So what you're going to want to do is you're going to want to go from this vertice to that vertice and draw a straight line like that. Then you're going to go from this vertice to this vertice and draw a straight line. Then you'll go from this vertice to that vertice. Do you see a pattern happening? Yeah. We'll go all the way around. Man, I love this stuff. This is so fun. Isn't that beautiful? Okay, here's where you can leave this middle plain because you used the hexagon, or you can draw that line through the middle if you put 2 of these together. You can decide, okay? If you use 2 trapezoids, you want to put this line in the middle. If you used a yellow hexagon, then just leave that middle line out. Are you ready to color? Yeah, me too. You can decide how you want to color your shape today, friends. You don't have to use the same colors as the shapes that we used. You can use whatever colors you want. So have fun with it. I think I'm going to use yellow and red today. Just feeling that. Yellow and red. That's the colors I'm going to use. I would say if you have some extra time today and you want to practice your shapes, I would definitely play some of those tangrams puzzles. Get out the packet I sent home. It's in your homeschool box. And you can practice some of those tangrams puzzles. Okay, there's the top. Let's try the bottom. Coloring is so soothing to me, like it calms me. Makes me, it's like a comfortable feeling. I like to color. Do you like to color? I sure do. There we go. There's my flower. How's yours coming? Well, I hope you have a good day, kids, and I hope you had fun with those shapes today. That's some of my favorite math to do is shape math. I hope you have a great day. I love you, and take care. We'll see you tomorrow. Tomorrow will be your Chapter 9 review, and your test will be on Thursday. So tomorrow's our review day, and then Thursday will be test day. We'll see you then. Bye-bye.